everybody? Can you hear me? Yes, something's happening. All right. Okay, good. Okay, good. And you can hear me okay and everything? It's all working. All right. Yay. Okay, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here at LlewellynCon. And thank you, LlewellynCon, for putting on this awesome free event for everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I have to let you know, of course, they're doing construction right outside my house, so hopefully that won't interfere too much. Um, but anyway, what we're here for is today we're going to learn how to call back your energy when you have frustrating interactions with people. And I think this is going to be great. We can all definitely use it. The sound is out of sync. I don't know what to do about that. So I'm just going to continue on. I hope that maybe it'll kind of catch back up. So, okay. So, and that's what we do. We just roll with the punches, right? Um, so first of all, saying that this practice is coming out of my book that I wrote with the fantastic Ivo Dominguez Jr., Aquarius Witch, which is coming really soon. It's going to be out in July. And you do not have to be an Aquarian to do this practice that I'm going to teach you. But it is in this book. What I did was I took the practice and I kind of changed it a little bit so that it will work for anybody, no matter what your sun sign is. And if you are an Aquarian and you want the other version, well, then you'll have to grab the book. But that, again, is coming out in July, so it's not a very long wait. And it is available for pre order now. So when I do have notes because I don't want to get off track, I sometimes get off track. So we're gonna have some notes. So anyway, um, so when I worked on this book with Ivo, he taught me so many interesting things. I learned a lot from him about how to tease out my Aquarian witch traits and kind of learn more about myself and my magic through that journey. And one of the things that I learned on that journey is that Aquarians, we tend to really get kind of jarred when we have difficult interactions with people, and it's one of the challenges that we have. Now, that is not exclusive to Aquarians. Of course, lots of people feel that way. We just tend to feel it really deeply. So it's really important to have a practice that we can do to kind of bring ourselves back to where we need to be, right? So, and the other thing that I want to let you know is, I think that probably everybody that's here already knows, but let's just reiterate, there is a sun sign book for everybody, no matter what your sign is. Ivo has paired up with another Llewellyn author who is of that sign, and there are books for everybody. So, yeah, if you're not an Aquarius and you're like, well, I'm a Gemini, where's my book? Yeah, there's a book for everybody. So, that's kind of one of the great things about this. Um, so, what we did was Ivo wrote all of the technical parts of like the astrology parts because he really knows that stuff. And then all of us witches who paired up with him for these books, well, we wrote the lived experience parts of the book. And I loved working on the lived experiences with Ivo because there were different prompts that we were given. And one of them was kind of learning about how to deal with difficult interpersonal relationships. Um, Aquarians, we find this to be a little bit more challenging. So, what I did was I've got this universal version of this method. Um, so, with everybody who is a human being living in the world, right, has had these difficult experiences, and one of the things that just drives me crazy personally is getting logged out in the middle of an event that I'm doing. We're back. All right, hang on, hang on. I had to take my whole phone off the thing to do the thing. You know what I mean? All right. All right. All right. Are we back? Yes, we're back. Okay. All right. So, without any further ado, let's just get into it, okay? Let's just get into this practice. Let me see if there's anything I need to tell you really quick first. Okay. So, right, dealing with difficult people. Okay, so what can happen is sometimes when we're dealing with difficult people, even if we have all of the tools in place to do that pushback because they're bringing their big dog energy and they're just like trying to take up all the space and suck all the air out of the room, right? And we hate when that happens. So what we can do is because sometimes when that happens, we just get our energy gets drained away, right? We just start to feel. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you're just like around someone and after you're done dealing with them you walk away and you go home and you're like, oh, I can't anymore, I'm just like wrecked. So what happens when that happens is little bits of our energy just kind of get sucked away. And this is a wonderful experience that you can do to kind of bring that back around. I just want to move forward with this. So these people can be possibly a coworker, a family member, or even just a random person in public. And these interactions can leave us feeling like physically, emotionally, and spiritually drained because we're using all the tools in our toolbox to try to just keep everything going, right? um and just to try to keep them from like pushing us around. So then when we're back, away from them, we still feel like we're really suffering from that. But just so you know, like this practice, it doesn't take anything, it doesn't harm them to do this practice. All it does is just empower you to get your energy back to where you need it to be. um so what this is we're going to do, everybody, is this is a guided meditation, guided practice that I wrote for the book Aquarius Witch. Um, and I altered it to be in alignment with whatever your sun sign is. So just a little quick housekeeping on meditation, and we're going to get right into it. So the first thing I want to tell you is anyone who hasn't ever done one of these before and feels like I can't meditate because I can't quiet my mind. Okay, that is not necessary for meditation. Meditation isn't emptying your mind. It's simply a practice that helps you to be in the moment. Okay, so I don't want you to worry if you feel like I still have a narrative playing in my head during this. It doesn't matter. It's still going to work. So don't worry about that. Um, the and having thoughts pass through your mind during meditation, you're still not doing it wrong. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, so don't worry if that happens. The other thing I want to point out is that for some people we can see images in our mind and they're very clear and they might look like 3D. They're like super full color images. Not everybody sees in their mind's eye that way. Let me check. Some people are saying they're having a hard time hearing, and I want to make sure that my mic is still on. Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so that happened. There. Okay. I don't know what the volume thing is, but you know what? I have this really booming voice, so I am just going to speak up and hopefully that will help, okay? There's a small population of people who can't see anything in their mind's eye. Oh, I have a mic on actually. It's clipped to me, so it's not because I'm sitting further away. But yeah, speaking louder helps. Okay, we're going to do it that way. Okay. So, what I also want you to know is if you land anywhere on the spectrum of people who can see something like visually in your mind or that can't see anything at all, this will still work for you. Because what you can do is, if you can't visualize, simply listen to the words like a story that you're bringing in to your energy, and that will still work. So, no matter what, we're going to have a beautiful practice that we can use, okay? Um, And that's one of the nice things about a guided meditation, is that no matter what, you have someone there with you to guide you through it, and it can just the words that you're listening to can help to adjust your mental, emotional, and spiritual state and get you back to where you need to be. So, okay, without further ado, we're going to go through this. Is everybody ready? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shake it out because we're all stressed out because we were having a hard time, right? So we're going to shake it out a little bit, sit up kind of nice and straight in your chair, and these shoulders, friends, let those just relax. Let the energy just drop off of your shoulders, kind of shake it out a little bit. And if you're feeling stressed out, unclench right here, because that's where we tend to hold some tension. So we're going to unclench our jaws. We're going to just kind of relax, feel the vibe. And if you feel it, you may close your eyes and just listen. And if you want to keep your eyes open, just soften your gaze. Okay, so we adjust our posture. We sit with our spine as straight as we can, allow our shoulders to relax. And first, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, if that feels comfortable. We're going to breathe in, 1, 2, 3, and let your belly expand and really fill your lungs, and hold it for a moment. 1, 2, 3. Now, as we release that breath, let any tension that you're holding on just release that tension, let it all out. So we're going to do one more good deep breath in. Ready? Breathe in, 1, 2, and imagine there's sparkly light all around you in the air. That's the life force energy of the whole world. And allow that life force energy to fill you up. Breathe in and feel it, and hold it inside of you for a minute. Now, as you release through your lips, allow any tension that's left just to blow out. Let that tension go. Just let it all go. We are here for this. Now, as we're in a beautiful state of calm, if there are any random thoughts that float through your head or dance into your mind, that's okay. Acknowledge those thoughts. I see you, thoughts. I hear you, thoughts. You're okay to exist, and allow them just to drift past without any judgment, like they're clouds on the wind. Just let them blow on by. But they're allowed. They're allowed to exist, but just let them blow by. And we're going to let those thoughts blow by because we have something else coming into our attention. There is a star, and this star has come down from the distant universe, and now it is softly hovering above your head. And you might see the star, or you might just hear a pleasant sound coming from the star, or you might just feel that star's presence in some other way. No matter how you sense it, or even if you don't sense it at all, you're doing good. You're doing perfect. The star is there for you no matter what. This star is fueled by the energy of the moment that you were born. It is made of the energy of your own sun sign, and the alignment of all the planets at the time of your birth. This star is here to empower you. Just feel that. It feels wonderful. It's your friend. It's your shining friend from the universe. Now, there are little bits of your personal energy that have been left along your path in life. Bits of you that you didn't intend to leave along your timeline. And they have been lost or left during the course of life's challenges and life's changes. They appear to be little glowing stars off in the distance. You might see them, you might feel them, but they are there. Your birth star, and this is your birth star, is there because, of course, you are made of star stuff. And as your birth star hovers over your head, it begins slowly to spin. And as it begins to spin, it becomes like a magnet, creating its own gravity. And it slowly pulls the tiny stars, little bits of your personal energy, from hither and thither, closer and closer to this big, beautiful star that's over your head. This star only attracts what is yours. Each tiny star is purified by the solar winds, leaving them free of the energy of the events that caused them to be separated from you in the first place. One by one, they are absorbed by your birth star, and now it pulses with light. As the star fills with your bits of wayward energy, it glows brighter and brighter. Finally, the star can hold no more. And now, that star is beginning to pour liquid light down into the top of your head. Feel it. It's filling you up, and it feels warm and welcoming and beautiful. It feels like home because this is your energy coming home to you. Just enjoy that feeling as your bits of lost energy pour into you and begin to expand throughout your whole body, from your head to your feet. This is your energy, and you welcome it back. At last, your birth star has cooled a bit and has become light. It slowly coasts up higher and higher, farther and farther away, back into the universe until it's gone from your perception, but it still exists. It has taken its place in space and time once again. You can call back your birth star whenever you are in need of assistance, calling back what is yours that you have lost along the journey. Give thanks and take a deep breath in. That feels nice. And as you release it, just release that breath out, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes as you begin to return to normal consciousness. I hope that worked for everyone. I know we've had some technical difficulties, but if you love this practice, be sure to find the replay over on Llewellyn's YouTube channel. And you can, after this live event, it will be available there so that you can go back to it anytime that you wish. You saw a tree. I love that you saw a tree. I'm a big tree girl myself. Yeah, definitely. Um, and you could go back to this once it's up on the Llewellyn site, and you can use this anytime that you want. Delicious. Thank you, Lakeisha. I'm so glad that you liked it. Thank you, Christine. I'm glad you enjoyed it too. For those of you who weren't able to use it on this broadcast, you should be able to go back to the post that they're going to do after the fact, and hopefully you'll be able to use it then. I will, once they post it on YouTube, I'll go and find out the point at which the meditation actually begins. That way, if you want to come back to it again and again, you can get to it without the preamble and everything. Um, so yeah. And then, if you want the version that aligns with Aquarians, of course, that will be in the Aquarian book. And I am so glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed the journey. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we make it work, don't we? I don't know if we have time for a Q&A, but maybe we do. And I apologize. They're literally tearing my street up right outside the window. And I was like, holy moly, we're right in the middle of this meditation. I'm hearing this beep, beep, beep. So hopefully that didn't come across on the mic. It might have, it might not have. I don't know. And honestly, if if there's any problem with the recording, I'm happy to re-record the meditation uh, and send it on to Llewellyn if they want to tack it onto the end of this video before it gets posted. I'd be happy to do that. Oh, you didn't hear the construction at all? I'm so glad. I do have a book. I have several books actually. The book that this meditation came from is Aquarius Witch, and this was written by myself and Ivo Dominguez Jr., who was the flagship author on all of these books. There are books for every. You saw the Child's Virgin Mary plaque. Oh, how cool! Ooh, I love that. I love that. Um, so yeah, there's going to be books for every sign, and Ivo Dominguez Jr. is the flagship author for all of these. And then those of us who are aligned with those signs got to be co-authors on our books. So I'm an Aquarian. I wrote this book, and so yeah, that's coming out in July. So definitely check that out. And I have a couple other books too. I have The Witch's Mirror, which is all about mirror magic. And yeah, this is a really fun book. It's got tons of stuff in there. It's got ideas on how to work with mirrors for divination, but also in witchcraft and magic. It's got projects for making your own witches' mirrors, several different versions of them. I think you'll enjoy it. Kia has the Taurus book. The Taurus book was fantastic. I actually ended up with a copy of that one that I gave to my friend who's a Taurus, so that worked out. You read the mirror book in your book club, Christina. Thank you. That is so cool. I love that. Ooh, what's happened here? Hold on. Okay. I think I need a drink. I do have my, yes, Lilith, I do have my Halloween book handy too. Wishing. And that's another one of my books. This was written by me, and it's Llewellyn's Little Book of Halloween. This is a just love letter to Halloween. If you don't have this book and you love Halloween, you definitely need this one. And then I saw someone say something about the Llewellyn's Sabbath Essentials. That's Philip. Hi, Philip. So I was involved in the Sabbath Essentials, but I didn't do any writing for that one. I actually illustrated all those books. So if you have those Llewellyn Sabbath Essentials and you go through all of those illustrations, those were done by me. So that was like a huge honor. I love being a part of those books. And it's such a pretty series. It really is. Definitely. So yeah, that's what I have right now. Oh, and the Well-Worn Path and the Hidden Path, which are out of print. Yeah. Um, and I don't think I have one handy, but oh, hold on, I do. So I did not write this one. The fantastic Deborah Blake wrote this one. Oh, and it looks like I creased the corner on it, but Eclectic Witches Book of Shadows, and this is the workbook, friends. I don't know if you know about this, but we did a beautiful full color version of this book, which I don't seem to have handy. It's probably on the other side of the room. But it was a full color hardback version, and so many people loved the Eclectic Witches Book of Shadows, but they were like, oh, I don't want to color in it. I don't want to write in it because it's too pretty. So we came up with this. Hold on, check this out. It's got new stuff in it, and yeah, tons of pages that you can write stuff in. So yeah, this is a really fun piece. And these are all my illustrations in this. And I also illustrated the original Eclectic Witches Book of Shadows too. So yeah, all kinds of stuff. Oh, welcome to your practice, Marriott. Yeah, it's so exciting. I still remember being new, and that was over 20 years ago, but that feeling of learning and just digging into all of this, all of the magic, and learning from so many of the Llewellyn authors, you're in the right place because you're going to have like a whole bunch of great workshops to learn from. So, yeah, how exciting. I love that. I love talking to newer witches too. Oh, and Angie, you started your practice a year ago. That's so cool. Someone asked, "What's your favorite part of being an Aquarius?" Oh my goodness. Well, I think our natural ability to just be super creative. I think that's my favorite part of just about all the aspects that I have of myself is I love that creativity. I love the idea of seeing the world through fresh eyes and um, coming up with innovations for me too. Being spicy for me, yes, yes, totally, yes, because I'm not just an Aquarian, but I'm also a neurospicy girl. So those things are very much intertwined. But yeah, that ability to think outside the box and just you know what, make magic on the fly with what you have on hand. I love that part of it because I feel like I'm never really limited to anything really. If I read a if I read a book with spells in it and I'm like, ooh, one of these spells has really inspired me, I'm never going to do it the way it is in the book. I'm always going to change stuff up and be like, oh, well, I don't have this ingredient, but I do have that one. And what if I add this other aspect? And, to me, I think that's what it's all about, right? Is just tapping into our own creativity. Definitely. Let's see. Does the Aquarius in you encourage you to learn more ancient techniques? You know, that is kind of part of it too, because one of the things about being an Aquarian is we have a weird relationship with time. So while we want innovations, and that's like a really important thing for us, we also are very interested in tradition as well. So it's like I love going back through and reading the oldest stuff that I can find and then figuring out a way to take the really old stuff and bring it into the modern times. So I just, yeah, definitely. I'm very interested in history, and I mean deep history and stuff. So yeah, I love the idea of using a pen and ink or something, but then also, bringing something really old into it, like red ochre or something that are very ancient peoples used. Okay, so I looks like thank you, Llewellyn, and she says looks like we have time for one more question. So let's figure out who that's going to be. Ba, ba, ba. Anybody? One more question. Let's see. Okay, that one I don't know. What is Aquarius midheaven? I don't know that one. That's something that's outside of my purview. We all have different experiences and stuff, so I can't really address that. That might be something that Evo could get deeper into. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Yeah, all of the astrology questions are. I'm more the lived experience girl. The astrology questions are really in Evo's purview because he taught me enough to get done what we got done together. And I did learn a lot more, but yeah, I unfortunately I'm not like a super astrology person. So what did you love most about writing the Aquarius Witch book? That is a fantastic question. Thank you, Hillary Raven. Yeah, my favorite part about writing the Aquarius Witch book was all the stuff that I learned from Evo while working on it. Because yeah, he really taught me a ton of stuff that like about myself that I didn't know that was an Aquarius thing, and he actually I learned a lot of tools also for working with my Aquarius energy. So yeah, it was I think it was learning from Evo and then also teasing out all of the differences between like what part of me is because I'm an Aquarian, and this other part of me is because I'm a neurospicy girl, and then this other part of me has something to do with my childhood, and I don't know. So, yeah, it was like that exploration of the self that I found most exciting. And I think that that's something that everybody will find exciting about their own books based on your sun signs as well, is that experience of like learning things about yourself that you didn't know were there, you know. I love that. I love doing some shadow work. I love doing some exploration, and that looking inside to me is fascinating. So yeah, that I think is the funnest part that I had. So I think that is what we have today. Learning is the spice of life, Raven. Yes, it is. I agree. And we never stop learning. Never ever stop learning. That's what we're all here for. I've been doing this for over 20 years and I'm still learning, and I plan to continue to learn until I leave this world. So, let's cheers to that, friends.